Also fine-tuning themselves for the inaugural Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup is the South African Under-19 Women Proteas. The event will also be hosted in South Africa. Joining us now is head coach of the Under-19 team, Dinesha Devnarain. A very good afternoon. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Once again, lots of excitement and fantastic momentum around women's cricket.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I think it's a really important time for women's cricket in South Africa. Not to host just one, but two World Cups in the space of 2 to 3 months. I think, there's a lot of cricket happening at the moment. There's a lot of nerves, definitely lots of excitement. But I think as we get closer to that, they will feel a little bit more nerves. But now it's just about getting our work done in the middle, our work done in nets as well. What a time to be alive, what a time to be a South African, to host the inaugural Under-19 World Cup and, the Women's T20 World Cup here in South Africa.
Coach, what's been the vibe within the squad for the Under-19s? This is an opportunity that no Under-19 women's cricketer has ever gotten.
Yeah, what a privilege. You put it like that there, that's, quite key in what you're saying. But to be honest, in my camp, there's lots of learnings taking place. We're having a lot of cricket conversations. To be honest, we don't know the benchmark with under-19 cricket. So we know that we want to come and play a fierce brand of cricket, an expressive brand of cricket. We want to be learning every day as we go along. So I'm really excited to see where the girls are when we play against other nations. You can expect lots and lots of cricket talk. You can expect lots of energy with the under-19 group. To get them off the field is a problem, which is actually a good thing for the coach. But lots of energies and lots of sharing of information, knowledge. We're really excited for the World Cup, but we have a very important 2 months coming up.
Where did you get your pool of players from?
Sorry?
Where did you get your pool of players from? Because there are a number of schools across the country that, in fact, don't offer girls cricket.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. And I think, but just to answer your question at first, we're very strong Highveld. So we have a few players at the Gauteng region, Northwest. I think there's a player from Easterns, and we got a split between KZ and Coastal. It has 3. Western Cape got 3, and there's one in Free State. So the split is definitely more Highveld strong. But I think, let's get to the World Cup. Let's have a look at where we are as a country. And that question that you mentioned about having school cricket, under-19 girls cricket, is going to be a massive strategic point going forward if under-19 cricket becomes a sustainable event, which I do see it will. So, it's an area we're going to have to look into.
It's just 3 months now, and the World Cup will be getting underway in South Africa. I know that you guys haven't played a lot of internationals. Have you played any internationals?
Yeah, we have actually. We played against Namibia early on in the year. We won that 2-0. And just recently, about a week ago, we met up in Johannesburg. We played a five-match series against Zimbabwe under-19. And look, we dominated that series. We won 5-0. But even though we won very convincingly, we set a benchmark and a target to always know that we've got to start playing our positions that's closer to us. So whether we're going to get more international cricket, I'm hoping so now that we host nations for the World Cup. But we've got to test ourselves against women provincial teams as well. So our aim from here till we get to December is not to play under-19 cricket, but maybe play senior provincial women. That should give us an indication of maybe where we need to improve as a unit.
How much learning is going on between the under-19 team and the senior girls?
Yeah, there's a lot actually. I had the privilege to actually host Zimbabwe women's side, and they've done really well in the ICC qualifier. So I had a mixed group of under-19s and emerging players, and I thought it was exceptional. I didn't think there'll be so much value out of it, but it definitely sparked a lot of passion and reflection amongst the emerging players. And look, for the under-19s, it was a dream come true. They were playing alongside some of their idols. So just in general, the quality of cricket improved. The quality of conversations improved. And I think as a head coach, there's not much more you want to ask for. Apart from we've got to have more camps like that where they're introduced into high performance settings.
how difficult are the next 3 months going to be? And purely because of when it is in the year. The tournament is in January, but you've got a December period and you've got a New Year's period, which is always quite difficult to get your girls or to get your team to remain disciplined.
Yeah, I think a very important point you mentioned there is discipline, and that's something we wanted to start off from the beginning of this year. In terms of where we want to go. So look, it is a troublesome time also in terms of we've got 7 matriculants, they're busy with final exams. And I'm obviously trying to drive a culture where education is just as important. So it's education first and then let's be a better cricketer. So, you've got to manage this very well. And I think I've got to use myself and my time well to make sure that I'm seeing girls more often than not. Even if I do regional camps and just hometown visits, I think that's going to help a lot. And look, in terms of when it comes to the festive season or when it comes to that break after school, we've got a lot of cricket coming up. So we've got our under-19s playing in the WSL, which is going to be outstanding for the game. It's going to be such a great opportunity for our girls to play against women's sides before we head over to a World Cup. So I'm not too worried about the discipline. It's just about maintaining the discipline. And if we have 1 or 2 issues or problems, and we can just redirect ourselves to our goals, our vision, our mission to make sure that when we get to World Cup, we are a well-oiled unit.
It is going to be the curtain raiser for the Senior Women's T20 World Cup. Dinesha Devnarain is the head coach of the Women Proteas Under-19 team. Thank you so much for your time here on Newzroom Afrika.